Shalom, shalom. Peace, Israel. Brother Yaquab for the Camp Pops in Babylon camp down here in Tampa, Florida. I'd like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Chahakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do indeed teach and will well. And peace and salutations to the hopeful that's scattered abroad. I just want to do a quick lesson on this dream that I had, testimony I told the brothers. But in the times that we're coming into, brothers, the spiritual power is going to be heavy. All right, our faith is going to be increased, and we're going to see that the Lord is with us more than brothers may see now. Okay, the Lord always delivers us, in our daily lives, our daily affairs, with small things that brothers may come into. But this dream that I had, I told the brothers about. I was asleep, and I don't remember how, everything came to be, but I popped up in this scene of being in the middle of Babylon. Brothers are down here in Florida, and we were basically in the middle of the city, and it was dark. It was nighttime, but lights were on, and the city lights were on and stuff. And brothers were in the midst of the city. I don't know what we were doing that night, but we were in the midst of the city, and out of nowhere, it's like the Lord, tapped me within the dream, and I got a vision within the dream that, bombs were about to be dropping. It's kind of like I had the Lord gave me the Lord bestowed upon me the power to see into the future, like as before danger happened, so I could warn the brothers. And right before, I had a vision of where we were walking at. Jets were about to fly over and start dropping bombs, and sure enough, as I'm walking, we hear jets, and I'm like, yo, what's going on? Did the Lord, it was kind of like deja vu, like I think I just seen the Lord just showed me that. And out of nowhere, it's like a map popped up, and you seen all the military bases that were surrounding brothers, like in our area or our state. All right, other nations were flying their jets over and dropping bombs over the military bases. All right, where us brothers are at down here, the brothers of Pops in Babylon down here in Tampa, there's a military base not far from where we camp at. And I said it to say this, during the dream, it basically, like, the jets were flying over us brothers, and at first it was the flesh was kind of like shaking. It was like, oh, like, whoa, hold on, we see bombs dropping. And the beautiful brother Abbar, he tapped me. He was like, come on, let's go. And as soon as I touched that brother's hand, like I grabbed his hand, we teleported. And right where we teleported from, the Lord showed me that bombs were literally dropped right where we were standing. Okay, which just goes to show that the Lord is going to deliver us, brothers. I got to start off with this scripture, the book of Job, chapter 5 and verse 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yet in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. Right, nothing is going to happen to us, brothers. All right, and the brother Tazan Mark sent in a screenshot, earlier, saying, basically we're blessed just to have the names of the Lord alone. Don't have doubt, don't have any misconceptions in your mind when it comes to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. If you have the names, that alone, the Lord showing you that he loves you, he cares about you. He revealed his name unto you, man. Okay? Out of all these people in the world, the Lord revealed his name unto you. It says, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. No evil is going to touch us. Okay? Esau came in, he tried to drop bombs on brothers, tried to, bomb, or not even Esau, so lucky the other nations. They came in, they were trying to drop bombs on brothers, and the Lord was delivering brothers, man. It's like brothers were getting, in that time of Jacob's trouble, that time of really war going on, the Lord was bestowing spiritual power upon all brothers, and every brother was having a different ability. The brother Abbar was able to teleport. I was able to see things right before they happened to warn the brothers. It's like the Lord used every brother as a vessel to show a different amount of power, a different type of power. And every brother worked together for each other, to keep us all safe. It says, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. The Lord delivered us from the power of the sword, man. Esau came through, well, these nations came through. Salakia, excuse me. These nations came through, and they were trying to drop bombs on brothers, man. Okay, when I told the brothers in the chat, I'll go back to it. I said I had a dream last night that nations were dropping bombs, small ones on military bases over America, and Florida got hit too. And the nations kept their nukes, their ICBMs on standby. Oh, that's another thing too, Salakia. It may kind of sound like it's going all over, but remember I was telling you I was able to see certain things. It's like as the nations flew over, we were on the ground, the jets were in the air. We couldn't see what nation it was, but every time a different nation flew over, an image of their ICBM popped up in my head. When the Chinese flew over, an ICBM with a Chinese flag on it like popped up. So I knew what nation was coming through and bombing this place, man. Okay. They said they kept their ICBMs on standby, kind of like flexing their power as they were breaking down America, because all the American troops were elsewhere fighting other nations, right? And that was another part of the dream as well. You had the troops that were over here, supposed to be over here in America, they were elsewhere. They were all over the world fighting, and there was nobody else here to protect their military bases. So the other nations took that chance and said, well, we're going to come over here and we're going to break them down. Okay, so they all were flying in from different parts, and the jets were all coming in from different parts too, man. We had North Korea coming in, okay, Iran coming in, China coming in. Jets were flying in from all different parts, all different sides, and I was able to see different ICBMs pop up as the bombs were dropping, man. Okay, and the troops that were supposed to be over here guarding their homeland, their land, Babylon, they were gone. So the other nations, they said, all right, well, we're going to come in and we're gonna handle them. It says, and I said, and as a bomb would drop on their brothers, we would disappear and teleport to another spot to see more bombs drop again on another military base. It was back to back, but we were preserved, right? And that's the point in bringing out the scriptures too as well. We were preserved. You have to believe that. We were preserved, okay? Brothers made it out. And it's like everywhere we were teleporting, the brother Abar, would have us switch spots. We would always end up next to another military base, and shortly after, more jets were coming, dropping more bombs. It's like we were seeing mushroom clouds, little mushroom clouds pop up as the bombs were hitting, and brothers would literally just teleport out of there, boop, And let's get back in the scripture. It says, "Thou shalt be hid from the scourges of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh." Brothers are not going to be afraid of this destruction when it cometh. When the destruction comes. When Esau rose with the sword, brothers, we're not gonna be afraid of this devil. We're not gonna be worried about what this devil is doing, okay? Because the Lord is gonna preserve us. He's gonna protect us, man. Okay, we believe that. It says, "At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth." So at the destruction and famine, we're gonna laugh, man, because we're doing the work of the Lord now, so that we could be protected in that time and preserved in that time. Okay, that's what we're doing. Okay, feeding the Lord's sheep so that we could be fed in that time, man. Okay, and back to what I said in the chat. Said the crazy part, it was scary at first until we realized the Lord was with us. And that was me speaking. Just in the dream, it's like the flesh was shaking at first. It was like, whoa, there's jets flying over us. They're about to drop bombs on us. It was like, oh, what are we gonna do? What did we do? We called on Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And the Lord bestowed spiritual power on brothers and caused us to escape. It says, and I said, the Lord was with us, and I barked. You was like, come on, let's go. And as soon as I grabbed your hand and turned, we disappeared. It was crazy. It was like 10 to 20 small bombs being dropped at once, and a giant mushroom clouds. They was giving Esau military hell. They was giving it to him, man. Okay. And the brother dropped a beautiful precept. This what I'm reading now, this Job 5:19 to verse 21. Okay, but the point I wanted to make too is there in verse 21, Job 5:21. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. Right, the flesh. We're in the flesh, so when brothers see these things, the flesh is gonna get shaken. All right, but your spirit is not gonna be afraid. Okay, you're gonna feel complete wholeness, man, with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay, I'm gonna grab this too. In the book of Isaiah, chapter 41, I'm gonna start at verse 13. It says, "For I, the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, thy power will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee." Right, and that's what the Lord did. The Lord helped us in that time. And it's remembering it now too. That's crazy. I grabbed the brother's right hand. We took off. It was that from there. It says, "I will help thee." The Lord is gonna help us, man. Okay, the Lord isn't gonna have his men that were on the highways and hedges and trying to seek him sincerely and please the Lord. we cause to be put to death, which we know some brothers are going to be put to death, but for the brothers that remain all the way until the end, hey, brothers going to have countless testimonies and endless scenarios where their life was going to be, ended, but the Lord still preserved them and caused them to escape. It says, "Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel." Right? We're likened unto an earthworm, man. When a worm senses danger, what does it do? It just hides itself. An earthworm doesn't have, sharp teeth or claws or something that it can use to defend itself. Just like our people, we don't have a military, we don't have fighter jets and all these different things. But what we have, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay. The Lord said, "I will help thee," saith the Lord, "and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel," our Redeemer. When you're redeeming something, you basically you're receiving something that you had before. Hold on, let me grab this. Redeem in etymology means buy back, recover by purchase. The Lord purchased us, and He's getting back His purchase. We're that investment. It's like you making a purchase on an investment, and you expect it to grow, bring you back more than what you spent on it, and it does just that. It's like likened unto the elect. The Lord is banking on us, man. The Lord, how righteous I be those men. The Lord is banking on the elect, to make it, and they're gonna make it, man. It says to gain, okay, to take our Redeemer. The Lord is gonna help us and take us back. And this is the point. "Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth." Ooh, what does that mean? Having teeth meaning power. The Lord is gonna make us have spiritual power, brothers. And that was what was going on in the dream. Brothers had spiritual power. Brothers was flying all over the place. Brothers was, we're getting active, man. East is like every nation was trying. Esau too, they were trying, but they just couldn't kill brothers, man. They couldn't touch brothers. Brothers were literally teleporting away from destruction and was able to see like the destruction after we left. Like you were able to see the damage that was done, or I should say. It says, "Thou shalt thrust the mountains and beat them small, and shalt make the hills a shaft." Right, we're gonna beat these governments down, man, when the Lord bestow that power upon us. Brothers are gonna really have spiritual power, and Esau ain't gonna be able to touch brothers, man. That's the time we coming into. Esau ain't gonna be able to touch brothers. He's gonna try. These other nations gonna try. Hey, but the Lord's men are gonna prevail. The name of Yahweh Bashim Yashai is gonna be glorified through the power that the elect men are showcasing, through the Lord working in them. The Lord's name is gonna be glorified, because right before a brother turn up, all you gonna hear is Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Then brothers gonna be powering up, dropping spirit bombs on these devils, man. However the Lord plays it out, but it's a quick testimony, man. The Lord is gonna deliver us, brothers. In that dream I had, it was the first another crazy dream that I've had in a while, man. It was random. I went to sleep that night, and then out of nowhere, last night, and out of nowhere, the Lord showing us visions, man. So trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and keep faith, man. The Lord is not gonna have us be caused to be put to death. Okay, you gotta believe that, and we see it. So with that, I'd like to give our glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rachah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who do indeed teach it well. And peace and salutations to all for let's scattered abroad. The next time I do say Shalom and a Baba Ball soon.